Hello everyone, this is Janet from Mixed Media Momma. Thank you so much for coming back and allowing me to show you my final flip through of the hashtag 2023DD Advent Journal. Now before I go into that, I will put all the necessary information down below of the dies, the papers, you know, the routine. But I wanted to show you this first and give you a little heads up. There is some major news coming, and I can't give you, but I'm just going to give you a sneak peek, maybe, or talk. But just keep following me. It is over the moon exciting for me. And just wanted to give you a little teaser there. Go to this hashtag and see all of the beautiful. I know it's January, but you know what? I'm still celebrating Christmas. I don't know about all of you, but I still am. I'm still in the mood of the season. And of course, here is Tracie Fox from LoveJunkJournals, all of her necessary information, and I will put that all down below too. All of the things that I am going to be using, all of the dies, things like that, and previous videos that are connected to this journal, it will be down in the description below. Before I start that, you see that? That is one of the newer kits of Tracie Fox. It is Joyful Portraits. You need to go, there's the children's and the adults. Oh my. You need to go to Tracie Fox LoveJunkJournals on Etsy. There's going to be a journal. My next journal and projects are going to be with that. So there's another teaser. But let's go back to this. In the previous videos, you have seen me make the cover for this. This is kind of was an experiment for me. I wanted to do a combination of things. First of all, I wanted to use the new die cut that I had bought from Elizabeth Craft Design, and I believe this is the wallet. And usually the wallet comes in as a just as a folder type of it, you know, you cut it out, and I put it into manila folder. But I separated them, excuse me, separated and made it into a actual journal. Then the next thing I wanted to experiment with is the 49 and Market binder. They sell these separately, and I wanted to experiment with them to figure out what would work for me, because I love making my own journals. I love the binding process, but I also wanted just to see what I can do it with. I learned a lot from here. I learned that using this, it's going to cut down with how many pages I can put actually in here. Second of all, it will limit, and my first lesson that I learned is that I cannot have gigantic things and still wanting it to close. As you can see here, it did close. Oh, I think I still get, there we go. It did want to close, but I have this clear out here, you know, and if I put that, I mean, it worked, but I just learned a lesson to keep things narrow, or however big my journal is, to keep it within that. And so, I mean, there is a lesson, because when this is on its side, I have to make sure that, you know what I mean, what I'm saying here. I may not be saying it clearly enough, but it was just a lesson. This whole binding process, I would do it over again, because I think there is advantages of having this, because I could take each page out, make it, use it, that type of a thing. But anyway, I just wanted to show you my version, my journal of the daily December. And the kit that Tracie, oh, the phenomenal kit that Tracie made was over the moon, wasn't it? Oh, we could use that for hundreds of projects. That one kit, it was so large and so versatile and had everything in it. Tracie, I have no idea how you do it. You are just a work of art. It is just, yeah, just, your digitals are just, wow, wow. Well, anyway, enough of that. I wanted to just show you the inside of the cover. Well, let's just start with the outside of the cover. Is one of Tracie's. Isn't that just a beautiful little girl? And I did show you what I made. I won't go through the detail. I will just link the previous video of how I made that below, and you can go back and watch that. And I also showed the inside. These are Elizabeth Craft dies, and I believe this is Annette Green's with all of the doilies. But I love to combination. That's the thing I like about it, is I love to combine works of art. Tracie's digitals and Elizabeth Craft was just perfect fit. I mean, look at that. That is just, this is from an older kit, but I still love them. They are just wonderful. Nice little tag. So this first one was kind of a protocol. It was from the kit of Elizabeth Craft. I believe this is the mailbox, and of course you can see the birds. That is Tracie's, and it is a tack pocket right there, because actually I have two underneath the mailbox here. If I pull it out, there's that beautiful little bird, and it's just blank on the back. I do back, and here is another one, and that is, look at those bells. So it is a double pocket, and you can kind of see the double pocket right there. I just, you know, as I was putting the mailbox down, it just worked out really well. I wanted to have a two-pocket thing. It really, really, that was a great, and I love these little Denison, I think. The reinforcers, excuse me, I finally figured that, reinforcers. But that just worked out really well. That is a great little page. And this was my day 12. As I will put that link down below too. Just a gigantic ticket with a little folder. And tag. I explained all how I did that. One of Tracie's. Christmas. Oh, that just turned out, it really had a nice flow. It really did. A little bit of Tim Holtz, the shimmer from Wink with Stella. And this was a nice little envelope. With one of Tracie's from her, and then stamp. I stamped in there. And Santa. Isn't that, yeah, I don't know my fowl, but duck, goose, whatever, cutest one ever. Just a nice little page. I really, really enjoy that. I think I'm going to sit down here. And then the next one, I just really, really enjoyed doing and this is just a nice, basically envelope, but I opened it up from the top. And then I stuffed 3 of Tracie's, did some stamping, tearing. I am going to do a tutorial of how to use the oxides to get a really super grungy. Of course, the back is Tracie's paper. Isn't that just, that is just so cool, Tracie. I love that. That could be a great steampunk, even when it's not Christmas. That could be used. That's the great thing about Tracie's kits. They are so interchangeable, even in seasons. Even though these chickens have some holly, there's ways you can get around that. You can put a little bit of something over that and still call it good. That's just another tag, and then I stamped, used Tim Holtz stamps. All right, the next one is a Tracie envelope, and I just absolutely loved that. I printed it on a heavyweight cardstock, and excuse me, I printed it on a heavyweight cardstock, and because I wanted it to be kind of a hefty, and I put a little piece of Velcro there because I wanted it as a fold open envelope. And then on this one, it was a Elizabeth Craft die. Isn't he just adorable? I love how, it's kind of like a little evidence card, but of course he is a proof he's Santa. The shape of that card is Elizabeth Craft. And then here is, I love that. I love the different styles, Tracie. You really had a beautiful way about it. A little bit of lace there. Oh, lovely stamping. Lovely, lovely. And it just folds right there, and it just helps out. Okay, here is my day 19, and I will get a little close-up of all of that. You can see my 19 is embossed. It was using Seth Apter's beeswax. Stamping made it look like a faux closure, but it really wasn't. And if you wanted to, you could put something on the back. Okay, here was one of my last ones of the seasons. I used, and I will explain, this and this. As I flip it over, you can see vaguely this little piece right here on the corners. This is the cover for one of Tracie's match boxes. I cut this open because I wanted to have the little boy come through, and of course I put a piece of mica on there and it made it look like a little window. But this cover right here, it folds over to this side, and I put this, shrunk this image down so it would fit here. And then, of course, if you can see, I just use a Wink of Stella. I'm kind of in a Wink of Stella mood. There's just a little shimmer on all of the reds, whether you can see there, you can see a little bit on her boots. But it is just a nice little cover. Another idea of using the Matchbox pieces, maybe, if I can say that. And this was the cover, and I just made it fit. And of course, I stamped, and of course, this is a piece of Tracie's tag, you know, another, and it's just, and I just layered. My last video going to this, it was all about layering. Well, I did the same technique, but in this style, and you can see the mica right here, and I sewed it on one, and then I glued it on this side, and then cut this little Noel flashcard down, stamped. And then on, of course, if many of you who have Tim Holtz stamps, you'll recognize this tree. There is a little trick to this tree. This tree is only really about this big. So I stamped the top, and this is a 2nd generation stamp and a 3rd generation stamp. And then I stamped the bottom, 2nd generation. So it's basically, the stamp is not this large. I just stamped the top half of the tree because I knew this was going to be covering the middle of the tree. So the top half of the tree is up here, the bottom half of the tree is down here, and it makes it look like it's a huge stamp, but it really is only, you know, maybe a 4-inch stamp versus, you know, covering. That's how you can make what you have work for you, if you understand. And then I came back and I stamped it in a darker. And I liked that it wasn't all that the same. It was just a really, and I'll have to show you a technique. I will have to do a tutorial on how to give you a design like that. That is just, it looks very natural. The 2 different colors of green on there. And then I put through Elizabeth Craft stencil, a little bit of the sparkle paste, and I used the rock candy glitter, and then I just let it dry naturally. It gives it a little snowflake. Isn't that so darling, though? I was very happy how it turned out. I was very happy how that turned out. That little boy is just stunning. Tracie, once again. Of course, and this is my last and inside of the back cover, using Annette Green's dies from Elizabeth Craft Design. Actually, the leftovers from the front here, front portion. Really, that's how you can balance things out. Just use them in a different way. So I made a little folder here. And of course, this is Tracie's, one of Tracie's. Everybody can recognize that. And so I just made a little folder. And I chose I have so many favorites. It was really hard to choose. Really, really hard to choose. So, of course, this beautiful, beautiful bird. And Tracie, this is a half, and here I used the other half. This is brilliant. I am so glad I keep doing this. This piece right here is just a great addition. I just made a nice little backed it. And this is one of hers. I made it into a nice little tag, a tall, skinny tag. But this side is my favorite. It really is. Look at those chicks. They were all just caroling. And on the back here, I'm going to take these other ones out. You will see the grunginess of it all. These are used tea bags. I'm a tea drinker, so I make sure my tea bags, after I've used them, I just empty the tea bags and use them. And these are so easy to use. They're very, very thin. You know how thin the tea bag is. And then I just use a glue stick, put it on, and it just sticks so well. And it makes the background very, very lovely. So these little cute little girls, the blue background is a leftover piece. I made it nice and small, and they are just kind of overhanging on the tag, but I love that. They're just helping the little chicks. Carol, isn't that just so cute? So, so cute. There we go. And it goes right there. That's one thing, you know, I learned a lot. I usually do my journals a little bit different, but I wanted to use this type of binding to just learn what I can if I want to incorporate that into other journals. And I probably will, but there's always a learning curve in everything that you do. You know that. And so I definitely will be doing more journals like this because it's sweet. This would be a great gift. Love the fact that everything turned out all right. And it does. It does. I used Tim Holtz Christmas fabric, the Christmas time fabric. And it just really works well. I will be using that again. In fact, I've got many, many things too. But look at that. That just turned out very, very nice. Well, thank you so much, Tracie. Thank you, everyone. And I so appreciate that everyone is liking me and subscribing. I am well over 1,000 subscribers. Oh my gosh. I am more than humbled to know that I have 1,000 followers. I know that may not be a big deal to you, but it is enormous to me. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And wait this week. Keep following me this week. I have big news. Big news. Cannot tell you right now. Big news. But thank you. We'll see you again, hopefully this week. Take care. Bye now.